3, 2, 1. Okay, that was probably fine.
Oh, my Switch
probably.
is charging, by the way.
Is it now?
Okay.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit. It isn't charging.
Today's cold open is, haha, funny voice, look at me. We're running out of ideas.
Where the fuck is my
We are running
Switch
out of
charger?
ideas. Somebody please email us.
Oh, we have
actually
an
have
email.
emails
We do.
now,
Yeah, how many?
Um,
Like 70?
Who gets to
Fucking
introduce
6?
it this time?
yeah. What's that?
Who gets to introduce the podcast? I can
mean,
do it since
I
I'm.
can also do it.
I mean, we can all do it at the same time and make it a clusterfuck.
Let's not do that.
Hello,
everyone. Podcast.
Man, shut up. Mez yells shut up to himself.
Yeah.
Alright, are we ready?
My husband is dead.
I don't want
To
sex.
remarry. I only want sex.
Click here to see my pussy.
My head hurts so fucking bad. My head hurts so fucking bad. I haven't eaten anything in like 36 hours.
Wow.
I hadn't made my pre-podcast chicken, if you know what I mean.
I do.
I've jerked off twice today.
Oh, okay.
Small your dick.
Small
Oh,
your dick.
Fuck my dick. Anyone cast any good spells lately? I cast small your dick. Oh, fuck my dick.
Smell?
Yeah.
What
It's a
the
smell
fuck was I
card.
gonna do? I'm so lost. Oh, I was gonna start Tetris 99.
Yeah.
Are we gonna like introduce
Yes,
the
we
podcast?
are. We're about
Wait,
to.
it's on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure it's not
Okay.
like on the PC or anything.
Churchy, did we
Okay.
switch personalities?
Who are you talking to?
I don't know.
I feel awful. This is what I sound like and what I feel like when I fucking feel like a piece of fucking shit thrown in a bag, thrown at a wall, set on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just introduce this, I guess.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 6th episode of the ixcast. This week we don't have a guest. It's just Mez and Church and me.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not bad.
Say my name. I want to do a funny.
Hey, what's up, Mez?
Haha, it's me. I'm Mez.
Good job, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, no guest this week because sometimes we just want to talk amongst ourselves and not have to worry about giving screen time to a guest.
Yeah, it's more
fuck
so,
our viewers.
It's more so the pressure of asking quid questions and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
now we can just be stupid and not have it be repercussive to anyone else.
Basically, yeah.
Is repercussive even a word?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Re.
Um,
Re.
I knew that was gonna happen.
So anyone do anything interesting this week?
I got slapped by a second grader.
Oh. What
They
is
just-
it with
they-
it?
They literally just
real
jumped
quick.
up
What
and
is
hit me
it?
in the back of the head.
What is it with your second graders? Why are they so ruthless?
I have no idea. This is the only second grade class that's just awful.
It's just the one second grade class?
Yes, it's just the one. Consists
And-
of 4 boys and 13 girls.
Jesus
And all 4 boys have an F in the class right now.
Christ.
One of them I've seen literally once. Because he's just in and out of school in suspensions.
Wow.
This is like at a time where we just like expel them and send them
Yeah.
somewhere else. Because this environment is clearly not working for them. But yeah, that's I've been writing like thousands of papers this week.
Nice.
That's why my head hurts. That and I haven't
Yeah.
eaten in like 8 days.
Jesus Christ.
I did not do incredibly interesting things this week, but last night I went to Chicago to hang out with Teddy, and
Big head.
we
had him on the podcast.
We did.
Yeah.
Check out his thing at Dumb Nerd Thing Podcast. Look it
Yeah.
up. It's cool.
And I ended up recording a first half of a podcast with him
Oh, cool.
about Resident Evil
Nice.
and just like speedrunning in general, I guess. And we went out to a few bars last night, and that's why I feel like shit.
Yeah, you came into the
Um,
drunk chat at like 2 o'clock in the morning when everyone else was irresponsible and asleep.
Yeah, I only posted mine at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. And we went to like the first bar that we went to was called I think it was called Liar's Bar or something. But it was like $10 just to get in, which
Ooh.
is stupid. And then it was cash only, so I had to take money at the ATM and paid for my drink. And then we just kind of stood there awkwardly while shitty music played when we thought that it was going to be like this cool event with like good 80s music, but
It's
It
never
was just-
That's a
that.
bar, all right.
it was just shitty. So we ended up leaving there and we got an Uber to a different bar. But on that Uber ride, there was this the driver. I didn't catch his name, but he would not stop talking. And you know how the whole joke is that you're gonna rate your Uber driver 5 stars if they don't talk to you.
I'm not aware of that joke, but continue.
I'm aware.
This is one of those guys that was like negative 3 stars.
Because of how much he talked.
He talked a lot, and
I would be an awful Uber driver then.
and he was trying to make jokes, and like he was just being really, really weird.
He's trying to make you feel comfortable.
I feel like Uber drivers need to like read a situation well enough to know whether or not they should talk or not talk.
It's hard
'Cause
to
I've
read
had-
faces in a rear view mirror.
I've had Uber drivers that are like A-okay with talking, and I'm A-okay with them talking too. And then there's some that like when we get in the car, there's just a mutual understanding that no words should be spoken.
It was just one of those awkward situations, one of those uncomfortable situations where every time the guy said something, like two of us would be like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Just being
and
polite.
and every time I'm like in the back and I'm like covering my face. I'm like, "Please stop. Please stop
The first
entertaining
time
this."
I ever got into an Uber, I was very drunk, and I was threatened that if I opened my mouth, I would not be in the Uber ride home. Because
That's
my
good.
friends know I can say some very stupid things, like this podcast has proven.
Well, yeah. And so now I understand why people say, "Oh yeah, if I don't have a conversation with my Uber driver, that's fine, 5 stars." And then the next bar that we went to was called the Pink Squirrel, I think.
Ooh.
And that was more of like a retro-esque, like cool little bar. It had a like mini bowling alley in it.
Did it have a jukebox?
I did not see one.
0 out of 10.
But they were playing a lot of good music though, a lot of 80s and early 90s and early 2000s stuff. But we like had a couple shots and like I drank a couple of cocktails and like a beer and stuff. I actually didn't get that bad, but went back home.
You were probably pretty exhausted.
I was pretty tired, yeah. And then we went back to my to Teddy's place and just like hung out, played like Mortal Kombat and stuff, and then passed out. But like I didn't sleep very well, so I just don't feel very good now.
Nice.
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 What I did with my week was I went to school. I played Tetris 99. I watched anime, and I watched some kind of not great movies.
Yeah, I played some Tetris 99 and
Tetris 99
I
is
caught
really
up
fun.
with JoJo.
JoJo's
JoJo
good.
Part 5. That's a good shit.
Did you watch the latest episode?
No, I was going to after
Oh,
we got done
dude.
recording.
Dude, the episode is so good.
I mean, I'm sure it is.
I'm not
yes.
even gonna spoil any part of it because it's really good.
I literally know what happens.
Here's a spoil. It's JoJo's in it.
What?
Oh, What?
Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, Tetris 99 though that came
Te-
out.
Tetris Cross Fortnite.
Ha ha,
The most
yeah.
ambitious crossover
We're
of our
all
generation.
avid Tetris 99 players.
You
Especially
aren't, because
church.
you
It's under
revealed to
recent
us-
releases, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. He hasn't
Downloading
downloaded
it
it.
right
Fuck,
now.
I can't find it.
Just look.
Feature?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so anyone not really in the loop, Tetris 99 pits you against 98 other people, and you try and see who can Tetris the best and the longest.
Mhm. It's and the thing that's cool about it is that like you can have a game where, like a lot of other battle royales, I guess, where you do really well and you place like 10th or something, and then you can have your next round and like 7 people target you at once and start sending a bunch of their garbage to you, and you just die at like 70th. And you're like,
I haven't played Fortnite in a fucking week and a half, and I'm low key dying because there's so much shit going on in the game. Like, oh, do all this stuff and you get a free battle pass, and I'm like, oh my god, that's huge. It's like, oh, look at this big update. I'm like, oh my god, and then I'm like sitting over here frantically writing papers because it's all I have to do to
Fortnite is
fucking
trying
graduate.
to combat Tetris 99 for the coveted best battle royale spot.
yeah.
What's Apex Legends?
But then Apex Legends came out.
No, Tetris 99 shot Apex Legends in the face.
I don't know.
Forget
I don't know.
Apex
You
Legends.
what?
I've actually never seen any gameplay footage from Apex Legends, so I know
It's
very
pretty
little about
wild.
it.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Really?
It's like I believe it's by the people that made Titanfall.
Titanfall.
Ooh.
All right, Tetris 99s.
So it's like it doesn't have all the same features that Titanfall did, like all the different movement options and stuff, or like mechs or anything like that. But it is like it's good. It's well done, and so a lot of people are picking that up and playing that a lot.
I just don't have a good enough computer to justify getting it. I'm gonna
Mhm.
switch microphone hands, so it's gonna sound awful real quick.
I have 2 new friend requests, but I haven't played them.
you do.
Swanner,
It's probably us, yeah.
It's not me
Swanner
though.
And Vinny. Oh, it's
Dude,
my-
Vinny Vinesauce?
No, it's a different.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, yeah. So Tetris 99. Talk about it, right?
Well, you see, Spencer, what's your strategy for Tetris?
Just games hard drop.
I mean,
what the fuck?
besides just playing Tetris well,
Well, like,
Um,
what's your like well strategy? Do you do like?
I'm very free flowing. I just have the
Oh.
well wherever I want it. Really.
Ooh.
I
See,
don't
I
really
always start
care.
on the right. I always have like my blocks on the right, and then I'll have a one wide well on the left,
Yeah.
because that's just how I used to do it. Fun fact: when I first learned to play Tetris on my little Go phone, I didn't know you could rotate pieces. So that was
Nice.
interesting.
Get ready.
Yeah.
I
I just
always
don't
hate
even-
when you get a Z or an S piece first, because then it's just like, oh, well, now I've got to slide something underneath it, or I
Yeah.
got to waste a hold on it.
Bro, what the fuck is happening? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Sorry, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
It's Tetris.
Are you playing this live right now?
This is my first game. I'm sorry. I needed to play it.
Do you know how to play Tetris?
Yeah. I got this. Don't worry about it. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue. I was just a little fucking whacked out a little bit.
But the thing that I do is I just set it to send lines to attackers.
I do that too.
So it's basically just covering your ass. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. You don't have to really worry about it.
I had a video on Twitter where like 10 people targeted me at once.
That's a good video.
It was a good video.
I believe I'm only being attacked by one person.
You probably are. But I've gotten second a handful of times. Spencer, you've gotten first.
I did get first, yes.
Congratulations.
So now I never have to play that game again.
Yeah, he's beaten Tetris.
Congratulations.
It was easy. It was not very easy, no.
See, the thing is, I
What
just
the
don't...
fuck? I just got like 11 lines.
Yeah, that happens.
It's called
Bruh.
Tetris.
Bruh.
Bruh. Leave me the fuck
No,
alone.
trust me. Like, if you're not very well versed in Tetris, your first game will go poorly.
I'm well versed. I just Yeah.
Spencer, let's talk about anime.
Yeah, while I'm distracted.
Yeah.
Okay. Get quick while he's distracted.
I play Dark Magician in attack mode.
Okay. I don't care. Anyways.
Oh. I win.
Oh no.
Guys,
yeah,
I
don't-
lost.
Okay.
Oh.
Fuck.
Not surprising.
So you
Yeah.
watched JoJo, right?
Yeah, JoJo.
The only JoJo thing that I've ever seen is when my roommate used to watch it,
Oh.
and the only thing I remember is him just constantly going, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
about
the
it.
that's the
Yeah.
second JoJo.
That's about all I
Yeah.
know.
He also says, "Son of the beach."
Son of a bitch!
Oh my
Oh
god.
no!
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
there's
a
a
good,
lot of
there's a lot of memes.
internet memes that come out of that. Yeah.
That's bullshit, but I believe it.
That one's probably my favorite.
That
Talk JoJo. Let me listen.
Yeah, so currently JoJo has 8 different parts that have been written by Hohiro Araki, and it
Yeah.
has 5 different parts that have been animated so far.
With the 5th part being like almost it's being animated right now.
Yeah,
It's coming
it's
out
like
right
about
now, I should say.
halfway done, maybe a little less.
I think it's a little less than half. Yeah.
Yeah, because they got a whole bunch of different climaxes they got to
They
do
got a lot
before
of
they
stuff
even
to
get to the
do.
boss, and then there's that whole getting to
There's
the
that
boss
whole-
again thing. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good show that basically part 1. Since you asked, Truth.
It's part
Yes.
1. I hold on. I want to give the summary of part 1. Part 1
Yeah.
is a brother and his adopted brother fight for dad's inheritance, but one uses vampire powers and the other one can breathe to harness the power of the sun.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty fucking lit.
It is. It's actually one of the like
and that part's the most boring.
yeah.
Oh,
Because then
Um,
part 2. Do you want to give your summary of
Yeah,
part 2?
Part 2, the same way that the adopted brother got vampire powers, reveals that there are 3 ancient men that were sealed in stone who have the same exact vampire powers. So they get like released by the Nazis, I believe. Or
Yeah,
is it by
because the Nazis are also there.
They get released by the Nazis, and then you have the descendant of the
You've got
first
the,
part's
Is that his
guy.
son?
No, it's not his son.
I thought it was.
It's oh wait, is it his son?
It is his son.
Oh yeah, it is his son. Whatever.
Yeah.
So that guy's son, years later, comes into contact with these 3 men, ancient beings, ancient vampires, who can like not die basically. It's very
Immortal,
hard for them
essentially.
to die. So he too has to harness the power of the sun by breathing in order to defeat them, because obviously the sun beats vampires.
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a lot of good shit in there.
There's also a
this
lot
is,
of various musical references to things.
Yeah, that's about where it started. I mean,
Well,
it started
even-
in part
I mean,
1. But
Robert E.O. Speedwagon.
Yeah, that's one of the.
Don't
people.
forget
yes.
REO
I remember
Speedwagon.
that.
The best character.
And then
And
so
then
part 2
then-
is mainly
yeah.
that first guy's descendant
Part
fighting
2
a
is,
bunch of vampires.
kind of a rehashing, but better. Part
Yeah.
1.
Because
and then part
2's
3 gets
main guy is a lot.
crazy.
Yeah. So like part 3 is where stands
The
are introduced.
grandson of the second guy,
Yeah.
he has a physical manifestation of his fighting spirit known as a stand because of how it stands by you.
The
And
stand-
so
yeah.
Grandpa Jojo is like, hey, grandson Jojo, get out of that jail cell. We need you to come along and fight
And he-
great
and he's
grandpa
like-
half brother because
and
he's
like, no.
starting shit. And so they go on a wacky around the world in 80 days, but they're just trying to get to Egypt in 60 days from Japan.
And they're fighting.
And along
a
the
bunch
way,
of,
they meet
people.
such people as a French man
Yeah.
and a Japanese student,
and a Arabian man.
an Arabian man,
and
then
a dog,
and a man with 2 left hands,
and
a cowboy,
and a gambler.
They fight the
And,
sun at one point.
We could go on. We could go on.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Part 3 is
but yeah,
weird.
basically part 3 is pretty long, and that's where they introduce stands, and stands are basically like everyone's power, and they all
I better
have
make
very,
sure my things are still recording good.
they all have like very specific powers.
Yeah,
and
like
different strengths and different
one guy
strategies.
can light stuff on fire. The other guy's just really quick with a sword.
Yeah, he's just
I mean,
really
one
good
of
with a
one of the
sword
guy's powers is he just manifests a gun.
and can shoot the bullets, and he can control.
But that's
where the bullets
different
go.
from the other guy who has a gun, but his power is that he's got 6 tiny little dudes that can kick the bullets in different directions.
Yeah, so it's completely different, obviously.
It's completely
Um,
different.
And then like part 4 is more.
Part 4 is
it's
David
back to,
Bowie
like-
looking serial killer dude
Yeah,
who has a
it's
hand
it's
fetish.
back to like more of a.
It's the
small
illegitimate
town.
bastard child of the second JoJo.
Yeah, that's the main character, and then like, it all takes place in
Takes
one
place
town,
in one
rather
town.
than going all around the world.
Yeah. So it's not as much of a
Um,
bizarre adventure. It's just like, hey,
This
we're
is a
chilling in
bizarre
this
life.
town.
Yeah.
Dude, crazy, noisy, bizarre
Why
town.
is it going so fucking fast?
Because it does that after like 50.
Hurry! I was doing so well.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God.
What did you place at?
Okay, I got 12. All right,
Oh,
I'm done
wow,
playing for
nice.
now. I'll keep going.
And
Continue.
then like
So yeah, this show sounds pretty
it's
not
basically
not
I
like
would say-
necessarily lay XD random.
No,
But
a
it's
lot
got-
of the
it's just,
a lot
it's
of the
just
odd
ridiculous.
facts
It's
are
just
just
pretty
they make
weird.
sense in context.
yeah.
Like at one point it's just kind of like, "Oh, I can see why this guy's poisoning his dad to get the family inheritance." And then you look back like hundreds of episodes later and you're like, "Why is this guy playing NBA or MLB 1998 for his friend's soul?"
But it makes sense.
But
so
it makes
it's
sense
like,
in the context of everything.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, when one of the major villains has a hand fetish,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, things kind of have to start making sense.
Why is this guy serving me food that is hurting me but then heals me?
Oh, that's such a good episode. I fucking love that episode.
And then like so yeah, part 4 is like more of like a murder mystery within a
Yeah.
town.
I think it is
With a
arguably
lot,
one of the
with a
better
lot of
series.
action. Yeah, part 4 is really good.
Like
and then
part 3
part
gets a
5
bit
is what-
kind of dragging, but part 5 is godly.
I think
'cause
if
you
part
get-
3 was one part shorter, like because it was 2 seasons. If it was
Yeah.
just 1 season, it'd be better, I think.
Oh yeah,
Or at least not drag on.
yeah. But the
and
whole
then now
thing
they're
with
doing
JoJo
part
is
5 now.
yeah, part 5. But all their abilities are named after musical things.
Mm-hmm.
So you get
So-
like Killer Queen, Aerosmith, Green Day, Notorious B.I.G. So like
Born This Way.
Born This
as
Way,
in,
California King
Foo-
Bed,
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters, REO Speedwagon,
Golden Experience.
um,
Crazy
Sex
Diamond,
Pistols. I mean, there's
Highway
a whole
Star,
bunch of this stuff.
Heavy Weather, like the White Album, Oasis.
Yeah.
I know a lot
King
of these
Crimson.
things.
King Crimson.
That
How
excites
does
me.
it work? Made in Heaven,
Made in Heaven, yeah.
White
There's,
Album or
like,
White Snake.
We could just keep going and going
Yeah.
and going. Like there is over probably 100 stands. I think.
Easily
There's over 100.
easily
And
over
all of
100.
them are musical references.
So
Except
then
for
it's
some
become,
of the, they're either musical references or they're referencing Egyptian gods.
Oh, yeah, or tarot
Tarot
cards.
cards, yeah.
But even then you get like musical reference with like the username. I mean, there's
Yeah.
one guy who's Vanilla Ice and his stand name is Cream, so it's just a pun on vanilla
Ice cream.
That's amazing.
It actually
Um,
is.
The thing that's the most annoying with JoJo's English translation
Oh yeah,
is
because of
that
copyright.
they change all of the names because it's copyrighted.
So like something like Limp Biscuit becomes Spencer. I'll let you take this.
Flaccid Pancake.
And my personal favorite, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, becomes Nefarious Acts at a Reasonable Price.
Oh, I've heard filthy acts at a
Or
reasonable
yeah,
price.
filthy acts at a reasonable price.
And then like bad company becomes
worst
worst
company.
company.
Sticky Fingers becomes like Zipper Man.
Zipper Man, yeah.
Sex
What-
Pistols is Six Bullets.
What is Aerosmith? Is it like Little
Lil
Gunner?
Bomber. It's
Lil
Lil
Bomber.
Bomber, which I think is the worst one.
That's so bad.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for Notorious
Sex Pistols
B.I.G.
become Six Pistols.
No, it's Six
Or
Bullets.
Six Bullets. Yeah.
I really
But,
can't wait for Notorious B.I.G. because I
But
just
that-
want to hear him.
yeah, I want to know
Notorious
what
Large.
that is. It really Notorious
I
Large?
guarantee you it's gonna be something like that or Infamous Big.
It might be Infamous Big, yeah. But
It's gonna be something stupid.
that leads me into a question that I know that we've talked about
Yeah.
before in our topics section.
We have.
What would your stand be?
Well, as an avid fan of JoJo, I have made many stands. My favorite of which is Sweater Weather, but for this podcast, I forgot to think of a really good new one.
Me too.
What?
We've come up with like stands before, which of course is musical reference plus
Like
power.
really specific powers, or like
Yeah.
actually even general powers. And then thinking of like a musical reference that could go well with that.
Yeah, I feel like mine would be something with like volume.
Yeah, probably.
Trying to think of something that would like a song name that would go well with that. Scream and shout.
Let it all out.
Yeah,
Um,
like the Black Eyed Peas song.
there we go.
That's my stand.
The
it just
one that
allows me to
I-
amplify my voice very much so.
Yeah, like Present Mike.
Yeah,
The one that
that's
I
another anime.
thought about when we were doing like this JoJo D&D session
Oh yeah.
was the power to like vibrate things.
Yeah, didn't you? Wasn't that Miss Macros or something?
Yeah, it was called Miss Macross, or Macros, or whatever. But I'm changing the name to Good Vibrations.
Good vibrations.
Because it's just a better name. It's more fitting.
Churchy, as a guy who hasn't seen JoJo, what power would you want?
And
I
if
have
it-
no idea. I'm lost as hell. following this
think of
conversation.
Just
anything-
think of a
think of anything that you
superpower
could
or
do.
anything.
A superpower. Think of anything you could do.
It can be
I
really
would
specific.
like
it could
to be very fast.
Okay, that's already a thing.
alright, well, yeah, that's actually already
Okay,
a thing.
well, you,
No, keep going. I
You
want to see how many of
bastard.
these are already a thing.
Keep going,
I just
keep
want to
going.
see.
flying.
Already a thing.
That's
Well,
several
yeah, of
stands
course, these
have
are
that.
fucking superpowers that are already things, and I'm lost as hell.
Just think of anything.
I can't.
Well, think of a song that you want for your
Yeah, think of a
ability.
song and then think
Sometimes
of something
that's a
that could go
better
off of
better
that.
start.
Centipede by Knife Party.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
song.
Yeah.
It's a very strange song.
The power to control bugs.
Is that a thing?
I don't think it is. Maybe.
I don't think.
Well,
I
that's
know,
what?
I know Harvest is similar to that, but the stand itself is like all the tiny guys.
Yeah, it's true.
I want being good at Fortnite to be my superpower.
Oh, that's almost a stand.
That actually is almost a stand.
There's a guy who we were talking about earlier who
He's
is
really
really good
good
at
at-
video games, so he gambles people's soul
Yeah.
by beating them in video games.
And he's just really good, where his brother will like challenge them to like poker or something and cheat. This other
Mhm.
guy's like, yeah, my
I'm
older
just
brother
actually
is a
good at video
jackass. He cheats.
Nice.
That's why I broke his fingers when we were young.
What is that?
Doesn't
name?
that make me into
What's that guy's name?
Terrence Darby?
Yeah, Darby. They're both named Darby, aren't they?
D-A-R-B-Y. It's
Darby.
always fun whenever they speak in English.
Yeah. Church, hit me up. We got to see how many of these. Think of
What
like
do
the
you mean
most
hit me up?
ridiculous. Think about like the most ridiculous power you can think of. Like literally say anything.
Sandwich maker.
Oh, hey, that's already a
yeah,
thing.
That's Pearl Jam.
That's Pearl Jam.
I'm fucking mad.
Keep going.
Is there a superpower at being good at killing people?
That's all of them.
That's
dude.
all of them.
Making sandwiches is not good for killing people.
It can be.
Well, this one isn't good at killing people. The sandwich one is just good at helping people.
Okay.
By brutally.
Yeah, by like horribly
brutally
disfiguring
healing
them and then
Oh, are you
refiguring
saying
them.
turning other people into sandwiches?
No.
No, but there.
Is there
There's-
a superpower for turning other people into sandwiches?
Not as far as I know.
That
I don't
sounds
However,
fun.
there's
so.
one where the people turn into snails after seeing
Yeah.
a rainbow.
Yeah.
That is a whole arc. That is like a whole conflict where people just keep turning into snails because they see rainbows.
I don't remember what the psychological thing there was.
It's like the light refracts and makes you think that you're a snail, but it's also physically turning you into a snail.
because you
it's
think you think it so hard that you start
Yeah.
becoming a snail.
Yeah, it
It's-
was really
it's-
weird.
It's really weird.
Because one of the guys beats it by purposely blinding himself, but it doesn't quite make sense because it physically turns you into a snail as well.
No, it's because you think it.
There's
It all starts
also-
with thinking it.
Oh, okay.
If
But
he
then
just
that's
thinks
also the
like a
same
human,
part
then he'll stay
where-
a human.
Where one of the supporting characters is trying to ask the main character to marry him,
Oh
and
yeah.
she sees an alligator and she takes the ring and just chucks it at it. Where's Mickey? His shit ain't Disney if it ain't got Mickey on it. That is a real quote.
There's a stand called Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah,
that-
Bohemian Rhapsody
that
is a
makes
stand.
every fictional character into a real character.
So Chris Chan's dimensional merge.
So
Who's
like
Chris
got-
Chan?
Chris Chan?
Oh.
Oh, you don't
I,
know
you
about
guys
Chris
mention
Chan?
Chris Chan all the fucking time. I have no
Oh
idea.
my god, he doesn't know about Chris
Oh.
Chan. Ooh.
All right, go for it, miss.
Okay, so Churchy, you're familiar with both Sonic and Pikachu, yes?
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of something called Sonichu?
yeah.
Chris Chan made Sonichu.
Oh, nice.
However,
he drew a bunch of comics.
he's drawn a bunch of comics. There's about like 10 of them out because he takes forever to make them, and as of late, he keeps trying to like request more money to make them.
Yeah,
He,
there's
Okay.
he is, to quote Chris Chan himself, a high-functioning autistic person. That is a quote directly from him.
Interesting
And,
guy.
but he
Arguably, he is the
he-
most well-documented person on the internet.
he records like everything. He used to put out. No, he still does.
He
Puts
still.
out a-
I watched a video from
puts out
him
a lot of, like,
yesterday.
Vlogs basically.
He was playing with Legos and doing like a fake therapy session. It was really weird. And he believes that he has fictional powers because the dimensions where all of our original characters that we have made and our dimension have merged, and Chris Chan thinks he's Sonichu.
Mm-hmm. And like when he was younger, when he actually like wrote those comics, he like put a lot of people like that were actually in his life in them.
Yeah,
And
like I'm actually not
and,
going
like,
to dox anyone, but his
Yeah.
school discipline counselor got mad at him because he kept holding up an attraction sign trying to find a quote boyfriend-free girl because he is, again, I quote, a virgin with rage, which actually, fun fact, he is no longer a virgin. He lost his virginity to a prostitute.
Oh no.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
and then
but yeah, Chris Chan is basically just
we could
a
do
guy
a
that
whole episode on
he's
Chris
just-
Chan.
we don't need to really.
We don't need to because people have done it
if
better
anyone
than us.
if anyone could just search Chris Chan, you would find everything you need to know.
Oh, absolutely. But
Okay.
as of late, he's been going kind of nuts because his dad died about, I would say 4 years ago, 5 maybe.
I don't know.
Like he died a little way back, and then Chris Chan burned down his house with a coffee maker that was plugged into a bathroom outlet.
It's
And
not
because-
funny, man.
But how do you? Actually, it's not funny, but it's also funny. It's horrible, but it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, and like
But so his
It's-
house burnt down, and so then he gets like a new house, and he's living with his mother, and he keeps trying to like. They have like no money because Chris refuses to get a job. He's like turning 37 this week, and he still hasn't had a job. His mom is like on death's door. Like everyone's counting down the days till she like passes. People are actually taking bets that she's already dead, and Chris is like neglecting to even like mention it.
The
jeez.
fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah,
It's not me. It's not me.
it's
It's other people.
it's just that a lot of people ended up following his life, and he's not
Yeah,
really.
and
And Christian
he,
isn't really helping the situation because he's
l-
constantly uploading new
lately,
stuff.
lately he's upset because everyone is blocking him on Twitter, and he keeps making videos like, "Please unblock me. I know back in the day all the trolls and the haters that but you should know more than anyone how bad it feels to get blocked." And I'm like, Christian, what are you even saying anymore? Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's
And and then
it's a very I think it's just because it's such an interesting character. It's almost like a
it
caricature of
it, it
himself.
it is he has become a parody of himself.
And so a
Gotcha.
lot of people just find it really interesting to follow
And
his
just the
life.
fact that the amount of information you can find on him, he is the most well documented person on the
Oh, yeah.
internet. Like,
One of for sure.
I would say one of, if not the most documented.
He's like the most like not interesting person that has a lot of documented stuff about
like
him.
there's an entire wiki just devoted to him.
Yeah.
It is actually like insane. But like fucking as of late, he's convinced about this dimensional merge that happened or is supposed to be happening, where two dimensions will come together, but he kept pushing it back, and now I think it happened, and apparently there was only supposed to be like a 40% survival rate between the two dimensions. like if you didn't have an
What?
OC in the other dimension that you couldn't like fuse into, you would just like die, but only if you were over the age of 12. Like everyone under the age of 12 was like gonna be fine.
It's a very strange.
The lore on Chris Chain is just wild.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty lost. I'm not gonna lie.
It's fine.
Just realize Sonichu is a thing, and
Yeah, I know.
And that Christian is an interesting person.
yeah, the amount of documentaries and things you can make on that man.
Well, people have already done it so many
Oh
times.
yeah.
Uh,
The fact that
Alright.
he's still kicking, like I really thought he had like kind of dropped off the radar, like 2016, like there wasn't anything new, and then all this fucking dimensional merge shit comes out, and then like he keeps begging for money, like he's trying to sell Transformers and custom Sonichu amiibos. Like Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to see if we have any good topics.
I could do some of my stupid hypotheticals.
No, that's okay.
Okay. If you turned into a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
A weeping willow.
I'd be the willow tree from RuneScape.
Fuck you guys, I'm a birch tree.
Okay.
Well, you're also. Never mind.
Come on, you can say it. I know what you're gonna say.
You're fine.
Oh, thank you.
No, fuck you.
Can I talk about await further instructions for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when I booted up Tetris 99 the other day for like one of the first times, I like to have something else going on in terms of like audio, just to kind of like, you know, semi-induce like a trance state or a flow state. And so I was just looking through Netflix and I saw this movie called Await Further Instructions. And I was like, huh, this is kind of an interesting premise. So it's this British family comes together for like Christmas. All their kids have like grown up. And so like it's a son and a daughter, and they both got like either like a fiance, a boyfriend, or like a girlfriend or something, you know? And of course, like the family's arguing, like it's just, you know, typical family stuff. And then all of a sudden, the house gets surrounded by these weird, like, wire things, and then the TV kicks on, and it's like, there's a state of emergency. Don't eat any of your food. And so they're like, well, I guess all of our food's contaminated, so they toss it all out, and then the TV keeps displaying, like, different messages, and it keeps getting, like, more and more, like, weird, because it's at one point they give, like, a vaccination kit, but the kit's already been obviously used, and you know how bad it is to share needles.
Yeah.
And so, like, some of the people are like, hey, don't do that. Don't share needles. That's really unsanitary. But some of the other people are like, fuck it, the TV said so. And so they do it. And then it's like, oh, quarantine the sick and the dying and whatever. And it keeps kind of pushing forward and forward and forward. And it's a really interesting premise. And I was like hooked throughout it. And then right at the climax, it gets very fucking stupid because at one point, the dad is like blindly obeying whatever the TV says. And it becomes like a god allegory.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. Maybe it's like an alien invasion or something. Or like trying to see who is like the most devoted. Maybe it's like a social experiment. And so there's this whole fight because like the dad's told to like sacrifice somebody so like this unborn child can survive, bullshit like that. And so the kid ends up like tackling his dad and he's unconscious on the floor and he just drops the TV on his head. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's interesting. I'm waiting for like the reveal where it was all like a government experiment or like it wasn't supposed to go out, something kind of like, oh, look what you've done, just blindly following orders,
Yeah.
No, it's even stupider than that. There's this like weird wire heart inside of the TV, and it like comedically pushes itself up off of the dad and is like pulsating, and then a bunch of like wire tentacles come out of it, and it puppets the dad in a really, really shitty way. And it's like using the dad to speak to the thing, and it's like, worship me, worship me. And then the son is like talking to his fiance, and he's like, it can't hurt us, it needs us. And so I think it just tries to stab the heart in it, and it works. But then more wires come out, and then I think they attack both the couple, and they both die. And so then the wires go over to the pregnant woman that died earlier, and like completely devour her skin and just leave this really shitty looking skeleton.
Oh my fucking god.
And within that is this kid who looks completely like somebody just brought their kid with to the filming and they just placed it inside of the skeleton.
Are you fucking joking?
I just had this fever dream of a terrible fucking short film I remember called Tub.
But so
have you ever heard of Tub?
Real quick, we'll talk about Tub after I finish this out. And so like the wires bring another TV from like upstairs and they set it in front of the child and it like plays like pretty colors and it's like, hello Ruby. And then it pans out and it turns out this has been happening to everyone. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this could have been good, but it's so bad.
Yeah,
right at the end.
That could have been a lot better.
Because it was like a really good like low budget kind of like Saw type thing because it was just shot in one house. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of it's all about the human condition and like how far will you go following orders, and then it's just like, by the way, there's wire creatures inside of your TV.
It's so stupid.
It was extremely stupid. Anyway, Churchy, talk about Tub.
I remember a long time ago, maybe like early high school or late middle school, I was on Reddit because I fucking hate Reddit now.
Yeah.
But I was on Reddit and I saw something about this short film called Tub.
Is it about Tub Girl?
I literally cannot explain it like at all. It's this short film about this dude that fucking jacks off in the bathroom, and then he gets his tub pregnant. And he has a child.
What?
I feel either this is real or I had some sort of fucking fever dream
Tub 2009 short film, 12 minutes.
Oh.
It was shown at Sundance? Jesus Christ.
Wow.
The fact that I remember this was like
by Bobby Miller.
traumatizing.
It came out in 2011. It's got a 5.5 on IMDb. Which I think is actually better than Await Further Instructions.
Well, we'll get in the call later and we'll watch it together or some stupid
Yeah,
shit.
that actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, actually,
like to see
Tub is better than Await Further Instructions. Await Further Instructions has a 4.9 out of 10.
It's probably because Tub is just short.
Yeah.
So you
It's-
can
No,
fit
but I'm
better
like
things
so.
in it.
I'm
It's
so
not as
upset.
insulting to watch a 12-minute.
Hold on, let me find like. There's no good images of it because like the trailer image or like the movie poster image is like the final thing with like the dad and all the wires coming out of him and it's really stupid.
What the fuck?
I used to watch a lot of B movies actually.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you used to be obsessed with that.
I still really like them. It's just I haven't watched them in a long time.
Then we should watch this sometime when we get drunk.
Yeah.
Because it's good right up until the end and then it gets really, really shitty.
And like, did you ever watch the ABCs of Death?
I did not.
There's two movies. There might be three now, but I know there's two. It's just called ABCs of Death and ABCs of Death 2. It's 26 different directors, and each one gets a letter, and they just like think about a word that starts with that letter, and then they make it like 5 to 10 minute to 15-minute or
It's
whatever.
got a
like
4.7 on IMDb.
what, ABCs of Death?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's a horror comedy. I need to
Um,
see this.
It's pretty interesting. It's cool to just like watch how different directors work, I guess. And there's
Yeah,
like
26 directors.
and there's like some stuff where it'll be like a claymation video,
Ooh.
and some stuff where it's live action, and some stuff where it's animated. It's cool like that, and like you have directors from all over the globe. So you have like a Japanese section, and you have a like a Japanese director doing a section, and you have a German guy, and or you can tell that they're different different places or whatever. But the one, like if you start watching it, like it's fun to like try and guess the word that they went off of.
Oh, okay.
And some of the short like sections are actually really good in my opinion. It's just that there are a lot of bad ones or really stupid ones.
Then we need to watch this sometime when we
I've
get together.
seen ABCs of Death 1 like a lot, and I think I've seen ABCs of Death 2 a couple times as well.
Nice.
They are interesting movies, but they're not necessarily that good. But like I used to watch like Sharknado and Sharktopus and Dino Shark and Two-Headed Shark Attack and Avalanche Sharks and
Everything with sharks in it.
and
But never Jaws.
I have seen Jaws. I have seen
Oh,
Jaws.
come on. I haven't.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
good.
haven't either.
And then like, I mean I like Godzilla movies a lot too, but those aren't really B movies. They just are fun to look at a man in a costume bumble around.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun to watch cool monsters fight and shit like that. And there is a couple good or a few good Godzilla movies that are actually entertaining throughout. Like Final Wars is pretty entertaining. Shin Godzilla is really good. Like stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I would say I have not watched a B movie in a long time, but I really want to just like go through Netflix like maybe tonight and just like watch a shitty movie.
Watch, await
oh,
further instruction. It's not good.
I just remembered
Are
a
you
movie.
are you good?
I remembered a movie.
Yeah?
I watched I think one of the last B movies that I watched was called Bedeviled.
Like Bejeweled but Bedeviled?
Yes.
Oh my god.
But it has nothing to do with Bejeweled.
Oh, well now I'm disappointed.
So Bedeviled is a quote unquote spiritual successor to It seems.
I'm
Because
already disappointed.
Yep, because it basically is everyone. Okay, so like the beginning is kind of like The Ring or something like that. You have, or many other horror movies where you have the first victim's like story.
Yeah.
So it opens on like a rainy night, and then there's like a girl running around, and like you can tell there's like some shit happening, and then she dies, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that girl dies, and then like
Pretty standard so far.
the boyfriend of her is like talking with her friends at school like the week after or whatever, and they're like talking about how she died and stuff. And then like they all like get a notification on their smartphones, on their iPhones. And it's for an app called Mr. Bedevil or something like that. I think that's what it's called. They all get like a request to join or like download this app called Mr. Bedevil by the girl that died.
Okay.
And at first they're all like, "Oh, that's weird," but then they all download it anyways. And
Okay.
yeah, and so it's basically an app that acts just like Siri, so it's always listening and like can answer your questions easily, and like it's very personalized for every person. So like they have a couple scenes where they're like just talking to it and just like getting cool answers and being like and like winning arguments against other people because they can just ask this Siri-esque app what to do or like what the answer is. But basically, Mr. Bedevil, the app, is taking in all this information and is learning what each of their greatest fears are. And much like it, Mr. Bedevil is personified in the real world as like these greatest fears. So like,
Okay,
yeah.
well, this is-
so like the
Well, what does it
stupidest-
do if it's like the fear of heights? Does it just is it a giant
Oh,
chasm
don't worry,
in the ground?
don't worry. I have a worse one than that.
Oh, good.
So let me that one I'm gonna save for the last one because it's the most ridiculous. But,
Yeah, start with like reasonable.
But we have
and then just go
there's
down fucking sink.
there's like this kid who is he is afraid of like since he was a kid he was afraid of like this photo in his house, and it was like a photo of a woman outside like standing next to a well or
Okay.
something like that. So like
So does it physically
it-
manifest
like
as
a
the
big
woman in
yeah
the
like
well?
it's basically like the ring girl comes out, but she's like fatter.
She's
and,
like,
and
come
kills
to my
him.
well.
And it's something like that. And then like
Okay, well this is already.
and then there was another one where a girl was like afraid of a teddy bear or something like that. So so this literal teddy bear like kills her.
What the fuck?
Then the other guy is afraid of clowns, so he gets killed
Okay,
by
well, that's
clowns.
reasonable.
And then I forget the other one, but the one that I was talking about that's the stupidest one, but the most like real at the same time. Kind of like heights, you know, is really real fear.
Yeah, but kind of
it's,
hard to represent in a single thing.
It's a black guy who is
Oh.
afraid of white people.
Oh,
So Mr. Bedevil personifies himself as a white cop chasing him.
oh, it's simultaneously like you said, like the most understandable, but it's also like really.
Yeah, like really. You're
So
gonna
basically,
do this?
his fear is the movie Get Out,
Yes.
which
and
was a
so-
good movie.
And so like by itself, like that concept's really stupid. In my like it just is. But at the same
my
time, like
fear is
they
is
have like
commitment.
they have a scene that is in broad daylight, and then it like jump cuts to just like you can tell they filmed it during the day, but they just put like a blue filter over it to make it look like night.
Oh,
It's awful. And the scenes it seems like the scenes don't flow well together at all. It's just like mashed together to show that
Ugh.
there's like 6 different characters and they're all different, experiencing different things. And like there's a scene where like a girl and a guy are like having sex or something, and the girl is quoting Shakespeare because they're both in drama club. It's really weird.
during sex?
Yes. And like she
Oh,
literally
I gotta
says
do that.
she literally says like Romeo, oh Romeo.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo, in this
and
pussy?
yeah, there you go. And then like the app like records them having sex and then uploads it to Instagram.
Okay,
And
is
then-
it actually Instagram or is it fake Instagram?
I don't remember. They say it's online basically.
Oh.
And then it's a very, very bad movie. You really need to just watch it.
I maybe will sometime. Do we want to read the one email we have now?
Oh yeah, let me pull it up. We have
My
a couple.
greatest
I've also
fear
got
is
it.
cicadas and tornadoes.
You don't like cicadas? We'll
No
talk about
idea
the
why.
tornado though.
I have no idea why I'm deathly afraid of cicadas.
Cicadas are gross.
Agree. I fucking hate cicadas.
Yeah. Cicadas do not interact. My fear is receiving $10,000 in the mail. Please don't make that happen. My address is 123 I'm Scared Street.
Okay. Why did you say your greatest fear is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
because
never
because of the movie. Okay, so our
Bro,
first.
I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you pissed?
I'm sitting here. I said I was gonna stop playing Tetris 99.
And you're still
I've been playing this entire time, and I
Yeah.
have like fucking 9 people fucking gangbanging me right
Oh, yeah.
now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that
I'm just
happens.
sitting here desperately trying to make things work. Desperately trying to make my small fucking family household survive on its own, but no, I've got like 8 assholes writing me right now. This sucks, dude. This fucking
What
blows.
if there was like a post-apocalyptic like society culling thing, and it was all based around Tetris and your ability to perform at Tetris?
That sounds fucking awful.
Hey, it worked for
So,
the Hunger Games.
So let's go into our. We actually have a couple emails.
Yeah, one of
Um,
them's from me,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
one of them
no,
is
no.
Ix,
Do not,
your
do
news.
not. Just let me read them.
Okay.
So we have an email. The subject is just simply Mez, and it says, "Never let Mez drink again for fuck's sake. Churchy boy."
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And then our next one, which is actually a real email, is from Dumb Nerd Thing Podcast, which is Teddy. Loving the podcast. Thanks for having me on. Y'all got to come on to Dumb Nerd Things soon. What 1 to 2 topics would you each like to discuss? No repeats allowed. The criteria is you must have a wealth of knowledge of that topic, and you must have enjoyed the topic for many years. You must.
You must.
Also, you've now had 3 guests, so you are contractually obligated to play Fuck, Marry, Kill with them. Teddy, Mao, and Andy are your choices. Regards, Teddy.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we should start with the dumb nerd thing.
Well, yeah, the one that I did today was about Resident Evil.
Nice.
So there's mine. And
Um,
speedrunning.
Oh, the topics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be
Mine-
what's something that you know a lot about that you would want to talk about?
Either Metal Gear, which I know way too fucking much about,
Yeah.
or fucking let me think of like another thing that I've known a lot about. Homestuck.
Yeah.
Fucking I know way too much
Fuck
about
you.
Homestuck.
Yeah. What about you, Church?
Choral music.
Nice.
Choral music? Oh, oh,
They got
I
that
thought
out
you
in
meant,
the
I
Great
thought-
Barrier
Yeah, I
Reef?
thought you meant like the Great Barrier Reef.
Like the Great Barrier Reef, yeah.
Yeah.
About the ocean.
And then our third email. Oh wait, no, we got to do Fuck, Marry, Kill. What am I thinking?
Yeah, fuck, marry, kill. Okay, I'd probably obviously kill Andy. You
Oh.
know.
Oh.
I'd probably fuck Mao, because again, I think he'd be a good lay. Call back to the second podcast.
Yeah.
And then marry Teddy, because he's a wonderful, wonderful boy.
I would marry Teddy as well. And I would kill Mao, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It doesn't really mean
fuck.
anything.
I would probably fuck Teddy.
Oh, breaking the mold.
Kill Andy
Okay.
and marry Travis.
Fuck.
Nice.
What?
No, nothing. So
What do you want?
So we have
You-
our last one, our last
Nah,
email.
we gotta read security alert.
No,
Your
no.
device signed into ixcast9000@gmail.com. Your Google account was just signed into from a new Samsung Galaxy S8 device. You're getting this email to make sure it was you. Check activity.
And thank you, Google Activity, for sending us that email.
And then, hi, Ix. You're welcome to Google on your new Samsung Galaxy S8. Choose your apps to get the most out of your new Samsung Galaxy S8. Google Photos. Google. YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
Pop
Yeah, interesting
this shit
email.
open
there.
real quick in the middle of this bullshit that. Okay, we're good.
And then,
Go on.
And then our last email is just a smiley face, and it says, "Conspiratorial discoveries disturb terrorist dively field world focusing cosplay aesthetic filth. Mez."
And then
What does
there's
that
an
mean?
attached picture. Okay,
There's an
so,
attached picture that I'll put
so
up
what
on
happened-
screen. 'Cause it's really
there
funny.
it is. Because I look like a combination of me and Churchy, and also
Oh
Scott the
God,
Waz.
fucking
It's
really?
it actually looks exactly like
It's actually
Church
kind
and
of
Mez.
terrifying.
That picture made me feel so fucking uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.
It looks
So-
exactly like both of them.
Everyone's like, it looks like Mez in church, and I'm like, oh my God, fucking stop.
But it does.
It does.
So,
And
what
if,
happened was I was like, hey, I should get the ixcast email on my phone. And then I remembered that once you sign into something, you get a security alert, and I didn't want to just send you guys a message, so I decided to email ourselves from my phone. And to get the words that I did, I just kept doing swipe text randomly.
Oh, that's why.
So it makes absolutely no sense.
That's why it makes no sense. I was trying to make sense of it the other day, and I was like, okay, there's nothing here. But yeah,
So-
if anyone wants to send us emails, you can do that at ixcast9000@gmail.com. What was that, Mez?
ixcast9000 at gmail.com.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, so you go to the movie theater and you sit down, and straps come up and restrain your wrists, but your ankles are completely free because they want your legs to be comfortable. But so you're sitting there, and you're presented with two buttons on one on your left, one on your right. If you hit the one on your left, you get to watch Alvin and the Chipmunks 2: The Squeakquel at half speed. Or the other one is you watch The Room 2 times at double speed, or 4 times at double speed, whichever the one would like equate to the same amount of watch time as Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I think it's The Room for me.
I'd watch The Room because I haven't seen it.
All right, well that was real easy.
That's
Yeah,
it.
fuck you. Your hypothetical.
Okay, well if you had to be a Pokemon, what Pokemon would you want to be, and then what Pokemon do you think you'd actually be?
I'm Garbodor.
I would be a Alolan. I would be a Alolan Executor.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Got a big.
I
ol'
would
big ol'
be
neck.
Exploud or Loudred.
Explode.
Explode.
I don't know. What do you think I would like? What would I want to be?
You'd be a Flaffy
I don't know what that is.
or Ampharos. You're the
Seems like
electric sheep.
You're making up things.
That's a real thing. Ampharos.
Ampharos. Oh wait, I know
Yeah,
Ampharos.
Yeah, it's the electric sheep thing with the kind of long neck, but not as long.
Well, I don't know what I would want to be. I don't really care. That's like a persona thing.
I would want to be a Quagsire because he's adorable.
Dude, I don't know. I'd want to be the one that looks like a Digimon. Oh, the one.
I want to be Whooper.
I want to be the one that's made
Okay.
up of wires and has like the spark head.
Oh yeah, that guy. Fun fact about Whooper and Ghastly: despite not having any hands, they can both learn Ice Punch.
Nice.
And then, Kyurem, the large legendary ice Pokemon that
Nope.
has hands?
Nope.
Well, he can't learn Ice Punch.
Amazing.
Pokemon is a good series.
Makes perfect sense.
If you
Do
were
you want me to
Yu-Gi-Oh,
talk about the Nader at all?
The
yeah,
Nader.
talk about the tornado. Tell us about the tornado
Oh, the tornado.
that you've been hyping up since I think episode 2.
Episode 1,
It's
probably.
not necessarily something to hype up. It's just something that's like so monumental to my life
Yeah.
that like I mention it pretty frequently.
I mean, yeah, we're
So
about
here
an hour,
I
so we can-
was.
yeah, do your thing, and then we can probably end this out.
So
Yeah.
here I was, junior year church, sitting there on a Sunday, just jacking around,
Jacking off.
playing Battlefield 4 with his friends, just having a good time.
But
You know,
then.
sitting there in the basement, but then, all of a sudden, I'm starting to have connection issues, and I'm like, oh well, fuck, someone's jacking around with the internet. I'm
Somebody
pissed.
jerked off on the router.
Yeah, someone like nutted on the router and broke it or something.
Have you ever done that? Because I
No.
have.
What
You
the
what?
I haven't. I
Matt.
wish I have. She said, "Kiss me through the phone," and so
You nutted on the router. Okay.
no.
So I like walk outside of my room, like, hey, is the internet down? And everyone's like coming downstairs because I live in the basement.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, what? I'm like, why is everyone coming downstairs? They're like, oh, we've got a tornado warning. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's no big deal because where I live, it's just like you could have a tornado warning like every other week, and it'd be like, oh, whatever. It's not. It's like
we're in the
always,
Midwest. This happens.
It's always EF0. It's like it might knock down a tree. It might break a limb in our yard or
Oh
whatever.
no, your siding might come off.
Oh no, buddy. No, siding doesn't come off in these kinds of the smaller ones.
Oh, then I just have really
And-
shitty siding.
And my
You even look
Yeah.
at my siding
your
wrong
house
and it comes
fucking
off.
sucks. But yeah,
my shed.
We have like the news channel on. We're watching the news or whatever, and they're like freaking the fuck out. They're like, you need to be in the basement. You need to now. You need to. And we're like, huh? So like, I'm like, whatever, it's probably a fucking prank. And my brother is like crying. He's like 14 and he's just crying scared. And my mom is just trying to comfort him. And I'm like joking around and it's just junior year me. So I'm like, fuck, I have to go get the banjo. Because like we're Midwestern as fuck and I wanted to make the joke. So I ran upstairs because we actually own a banjo.
Oh, God.
I ran upstairs to go get it. And I look out the front window and it was like a little dark. I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. Grab the banjo, run back down to the main.
Grabbed the banjo. Jesus
I actually grabbed the banjo. I ran down to the main level, and as I was looking out of the main level, I saw the tornado, and it was fucking huge.
Yeah.
And it was like not moving. And when a tornado is not moving, when you're looking at it, that means it is either going away from you or coming towards you. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like, and I get in the basement and I close the door and I'm like, yeah, there's a reason they're worried. and a lot of people say that when they hear a tornado go by, there's that whole train sound or whatever. I never heard that.
Well,
there
is
was
it
just a lot of.
Is it just like a Doppler effect kind of thing?
I think so. It was more of like just like our whole house rattled.
Yeah.
Like I could hear everything rattling. Our power went out, all that kind of stuff. I didn't know the extent of what had happened because when it was done, me and my mom and my stepdad came upstairs because we were the three that were like okay with checking it out. When we came upstairs, we looked in the backyard. In the backyard, all the houses that we could see from our backyard were fine. There was a play set in our yard, and we don't have a play set.
I was gonna say that wasn't yours.
And I'm like, okay, where's our grill? Our grill was gone.
Law of equivalent exchange.
Yeah, we earned a play set and we lost a grill. It's fine.
Such as the first law of alchemy.
And then when I went out to the front is when like I got really horrified. You look to my left, there was like everything was fine. You look to the right, it was just no houses at all. So 3 houses down from mine, it was flat.
Wow.
And these are all like I live in a relatively wealthy neighborhood. Like $300,000+ houses.
Yeah.
Everything was flat. There was wood everywhere. There's people walking around trying to figure out what's going on. There's people like crying just like in front of where their house used to be.
Jesus.
It was like low key. Like I can remember everything still to this day. I went to go check on my neighbors first because my neighbors were like they're in their 90s. They were in their 90s and their house didn't have any damage to it, but I wanted to make sure they were fine. So on the way over to their house, I stepped on a wooden board, and on the board had 3 nails, and I impaled my foot.
Oh yeah.
3 times, and then running back inside, I slipped on broken glass and cut my knee. And I'm like, well, fuck, this fucking hurts. The thing that like scared me more than anything was my dad was an anti-vaxxer.
Oh no.
So like I didn't have my tetanus shot. I'm well, I could very well have tetanus right now. So I'm like trying to contact people being like, hey, I really need to go to the hospital. I really need a tetanus shot. And I didn't end up getting one actually, and I was fine. I got one when I was 18. But I remember going down. I found a group of buddies that were on the football team because I played football. They were all just walking, and they were just like all updating each other on what was going on. So like, our quarterback had lost his house. Like, about 4 of our starters on the offense had lost their houses. They all lived in relatively the same area. Had to be extremely, extremely careful because there were like live power wires on the ground and everything. And I was only there in that wreckage for about... Well, I gave out like 15 of my shirts. Because like everyone's like, we have literally nothing now. I'm like, okay, well, here's a shirt. It's the best I can do, honestly. But I was only there for about 30 minutes after the storm happened, because my dad drove into town, and he had to walk like a really, really long way to get here, because they closed off a bunch of roads. But after that, he got us out of there. He got us to the town that he lived in, which is right next to it. Basically, just like driving past everything and seeing everything was just nerve rattling or whatever, nerve wracking. But the thing that really got me, I couldn't go back. Like, we canceled school for the rest of the week. So this happened on a Sunday. Actually, no, we had school. We didn't have school Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. After Wednesday, about the majority of the town had power again, because all the power lines went down. And we didn't have running water for over a week.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And then on Thursday and Friday, we had school, but the whole point of it was to, like, recover. It wasn't like a mandatory school day. Mm-hmm. Attendance was not required. Teachers were not allowed to give out grades or anything. It was more of a data collection kind of thing.
It was a head count. It was just making sure everyone's alive.
Head count. It was just teachers going like,
all right,
hey,
real quick,
who
my
lost
ass
their
itches.
homes?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, my ass has been itching, but I didn't want to interrupt your thing because I didn't want to shift around and make it bad, but I did it anyway, and I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
I'm
anyways,
sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, like, I don't think attendance was required at school until, like, the Wednesday after.
I mean, when you have a national disaster or natural disaster, I mean,
there's not a lot you can do about it.
It could have been a national disaster, yeah.
But it was recognized by Obama, and it was like
Obama.
a huge deal. I don't want to mention too much about it because, like, it'd be really easy to find out where this was.
That's true.
In fact, I'm hesitating telling, like, the second biggest part of the story and the third biggest part of the story, just because, like, it'd be easy to find out where it was.
Yeah, of course.
But at this point, I also don't really care.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't care if people find out, like, what hometown I live in or whatever.
Yeah, it's just, like, actually revealing your address is the bad part.
my address is 126. Okay. And then the street name is
Fairway
Fairway
Avenue.
And then Fairway Avenue in Mexico,
Canada.
Tennessee. And then the zip code is
7
4
3
7 4
3 1
8 3 7 4 3 1
6.
6
There we go.
2 7 4 7 4 3 1 6 2. So that's 126 Fairway Avenue in Mexico, Tennessee 614-7832.
There we go. There's our.
So Thursday.
That's our PO box.
So Thursday and Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were all like data collection days.
I was gonna say you were missing a day there.
They were all like data collection days where we just found out, like, who needs help, who needs transportation to school, who needs all this kind of stuff. And then once we had all of that situated, we made it so that people could actually come back to school. We had to cancel so many things.
Well, I mean, I imagine
we had a concert on that day. We had to cancel the concert.
Wow.
We moved our musical date, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, the some of the bigger things that came out of it, a lot of good things came out of it. First of all was I was on the football team, and our football team made it to the semifinals of like the state championship or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we were like literally 2 wins away from getting we were 2 wins away from winning state.
Yeah.
And our football field was unusable because there was wood, nails, shingles, all this kind of stuff all over it. So we got a buses down to the college that we attended, and played on that field. And we lost really, really bad.
Oh no.
We ended our season record like 12-1 or something like that, which was a pretty good. We were undefeated until then.
Yeah.
But the school donated $1,000 and fed us and basically like housed us. It was they got buses down for fans to come if they wanted to come watch the game because it was an away game.
Right.
They were really, really nice and hospitable. That's one major thing. And the other major thing was I contacted a world-renowned composer that our choir really, really liked. His name is Eric Whitaker.
Yeah.
He is a huge meme now in the music community or whatever.
Why?
It's hard to explain. He just writes cluster chords, and everyone's like, "Look at me." But I sent him a Facebook message or whatever, and I'm like, "Yeah, this really bad thing just happened to our town, and like we're all fucking depressed." And like we had to cancel a concert, and we had to move the musical back, and we're just like, we just need to pick me up. And he's just like, send me the email address of your choral director, and we'll work something out.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck? So I did.
Jesus.
He contacted our choir director and said he'd be willing to do a Skype with our school.
Oh, nice.
Or with our choirs. So he Skyped our choirs and our bands, and we thought it'd be like a 20-minute Skype session, like a short Q&A.
Like a save face kind of, oh hi, I'm here kind of thing.
Yeah, just to kind of like get a quick little pick me up. He Skyped us for an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
Good for him.
Nice.
Yeah, what a cool guy. And then I met him eventually, and like this whole like thing has been on nearly every single like college application, like scholarship application thing that I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, this man's got the thing that everyone like loved about him is that, one, he's like a relatively young composer.
Mm-hmm.
2, everyone likes him. Like, everyone likes singing his music in our choir. And 3, he is attractive as hell.
Nice.
I mean, that's the makings for a good composer.
Now there was a point in our high school time where there was about, I think, 13 to 15% of our high school was homeless.
Wow.
Ooh.
And that went on like our Illinois report card kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And
he is. Okay, real quick.
He's attractive as fuck.
He kind of looks like I guess Mads Mikkelsen.
What was the name?
Eric Whitaker.
It put it in the topics chat.
Oh, I see.
But God, he's got very nice cheekbones.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
I know, right?
He's got some nice, luscious locks.
Dude,
He
I let him
does.
conduct my symphony.
His hair is a meme.
He looks like he could play Liquid Snake in a live-action Metal Gear movie.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what it is.
So about 2 years after the incident, I think most of the houses were rebuilt. I think only about 1% of people didn't rebuild and they moved somewhere else, which is like pretty big. Like that's a good deal. Another thing to rejoice about it was that only 4 people were killed in the storm.
Wow.
Wow.
Which if you think about, like, that's really good.
Well,
that is
that is a
extremely
very low number.
Yeah.
And I think most of them weren't like. Yeah, it was like literally billions of dollars in destruction. It was. I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up real quick.
I'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Damage 1.6 billion.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna not save this to my backgrounds.
So yeah, that is a. That's a very.
That's
big,
quite a bit. That's a big number. That's more than I can count.
It's a huge fucking number.
Oh
Not because I can't count very high though.
But yeah, I mean, it's a reason why I'm scared of tornadoes now, and I get really shaky around like tornado sirens and shit.
I mean, I haven't even experienced a tornado, and I'm still freaked out by tornadoes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I never had a problem with it because whenever a tornado warning popped up in my area, it was always a fucking meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit, time to go outside, haha. But there's
My
like
parents
tons...
did that. My parents
There's
did that when
tons
a
of
tornado went through
videos.
my area.
There's tons of videos of people that recorded that tornado.
Yeah.
There's one. They're all like redneck hicks too. I know like 3 of the families that recorded them, and
Jesus.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, why? Like, it makes sense that you of all people would do this, but also like
That just reminds me of my friend Patrick. He has a very, very similar experience where some guy posted on Facebook that he was gonna go find a tornado, and apparently he didn't post anything for a while after that.
Oh my god.
I think it turned out he was okay, but it was just kind of very ominous.
Yeah.
But
But
goddamn,
yeah,
that
that's.
is,
I don't
that
really
is a
have much
tornado.
else to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a.
I think that's a good place to stop. Yeah.
Wow, what a crazy podcast that was, full of energy and jokes.
Yeah. Very full of
depression.
energy.
Yeah, this podcast.
Sorry, I'm really fucking tired.
Yeah,
too,
you guys got
dude.
angry at me because I was hungover last time.
Yeah, fuck you.
I don't have the
Yeah,
energy
fuck
to be
me.
mad.
Why would you be mad? I'm doing good. I'm being good.
No, it's not your fault.
Okay, you say this. Tune in next week when we reveal our tax returns live. Spoiler alert: minus $3.
Oh, no.
Spoiler alert. Yoshi.
All right, thank you guys for joining me once again for another energy-filled week.
Yeah, energy filled. That's the word I would use. Oh look, it's you and
it's-
Liquid Snake.
It's Liquid Snake. And
Yeah, it was a very energy-filled week.
Yeah.
I am fucking dying,
Oh no.
and I
Wait,
will be
you
no
guys-
better next week.
do you
I might
guys
even
want to
be
watch
worse.
that 12-minute video?
Hell yeah! Let's all watch
Yeah.
Tub, dude.
Let's do it live, right? In the
Let's do it.
podcast.
Let's do it in
keep-
the other. Let's do it in the other Discord.
let's not-
Just
let's
add-
not
Well,
do it
should,
live.
Wait, should I end my
Just add
recording now?
everyone.
Because I'm still recording.
Yeah, we can end our recording in a second here. Let me end it properly.
Okay.
Yeah, so once again, thank you guys for joining me.
Is that it?
And once
That-
again, if you
is that
guys want to
what we're
send
saying?
any emails, send that
Oh.
to ixcast9000@gmail.com. All of our Twitter handles are in the description. Go ahead and follow us if you want.
Send me a picture of a dog.
Yes, please send all of your pictures of dogs to Mez.
Email
do
and
it.
tell us about a time that a natural disaster has affected you.
If anything that we have talked about in our podcast so far has intrigued you, or you have any feedback or anything that you want to add on to some of
Call
our
our
discussions,
toll-free number at 1-800-ixcast.
and don't
But there's
forget
2 X's.
our PO box 1126 Fairway Avenue, Mexico, Tennessee.
In Mexico, Tennessee, and the zip code associated with that.
I really hope that's not a
It's-
real place.
There's no way.
There's no way
I mean,
Mexico,
look up Mexico,
Tennessee.
I know Mexico, Missouri is a place for reasons.
Why?
My ex.
Oh, she resides from Mexico.
No.
Missouri.
God damn it! I looked up Mexico, Missouri. What is it? Mexico?
Tennessee.
What? Tennessee?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like Mexico tennis players.
Oh.
No, there's no way this is a real town.
It is?
No, it's just a Mexican restaurant
Okay.
in Nolensville Pike, Nashville, Tennessee.
right, so go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go to Taco
7.
Bell after the podcast.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
go ahead,
dude.
everyone.
After we
Send
watch
all your
Tub.
mail to that PO box. It's totally real.
It's totally real.
And have a
This
have a good
podcast-
one.
You know how we keep saying things just get better and better? Fucking, we've peaked.
Yeah, it happens. All
Let's
right.
fucking die.
Stop the recording.
Yeah, have a good one,
Yeah,
guys.
fuck off. Get out of here, you fucking bastard.